The Manhattan Project, a titanic endeavor, was born from a paradoxical union of the purest science and humanity's darkest fears. Its origins lie in the 1938 discovery when Otto Hahn and Fritz Strassmann in Berlin documented the phenomenon of uranium nucleus fission. Their discovery, like an intellectual relay, was instantly taken up and explained by Lise Meitner and Otto Frisch, while in the United States, Leo Szilard and Enrico Fermi were already contemplating the possibility of a chain reaction. Yet, abstract theory only gained tangible form under the pressure of World War. Szilard, terrified of a German atomic bomb, persuaded Albert Einstein to sign the historic letter to President Roosevelt on August 2, 1939. But the bureaucratic machinery did not start immediately. The first modest allocation of $6,000 was granted only in the fall of 1941. And then, on December 7, 1941, Pearl Harbor forever erased the line between research and total mobilization. The created empire of secrecy was unparalleled. At its head was placed General Leslie Groves, an engineer who had previously overseen the construction of the Pentagon, a man of iron will and incredible organizational energy. It was he who chose for the role of scientific director not the most famous, but brilliantly erudite and inspiring Robert Oppenheimer. Under their leadership, a network of facilities emerged, each a marvel of engineering. In Oak Ridge, Tennessee, entire cities sprang up for uranium enrichment. There, the electromagnetic separators used so much pure silver, requisitioned from the Treasury for magnet windings, that it would have been enough to mint 2 billion silver dollars. In Hanford, Washington, under the direction of engineering genius Glenn Seaborg, the world's first industrial nuclear reactors for plutonium production were built. And in the secret Los Alamos, the Hill on the New Mexico plateau, an incredible concentration of intellect gathered. 12 future Nobel laureates and dozens of brilliant physicists, chemists, and engineers lived in Spartan conditions, solving problems unprecedented in history. They literally had to create a new industry. To achieve critical mass, it was not enough to discover the physical principle. Incredibly complex practical problems had to be solved. For example, the plutonium bomb of the Fat Man type required a perfectly spherical implosion. This problem was brilliantly solved by George Kistiakowsky, who created lenses from the most complex explosive alloys that had to detonate with microsecond synchrony. Simultaneously, there was a race to decipher neutron behavior, overcome the problem of reactor poisoning by xenon-135, and create detonators that were both reliable and ultra-fast. Every step was a leap into the unknown. The culmination came at dawn on July 16, 1945, at the Trinity test site. The explosive device Gadget, raised on a 30-meter steel tower, contained a plutonium core the size of an orange. When it detonated at 5:29 a.m., releasing energy equivalent to 21 kilotons of TNT, the light was visible from 290 kilometers away, and the mushroom cloud rose to 12 kilometers. This moment divided the scientific community. While figures like Leo Szilard and James Franck desperately opposed military use and advocated for a demonstration explosion, others, including Arthur Compton and Ernest Lawrence, considered it necessary for a swift end to the war. Their voices went unheard. 3 weeks later, on August 6th, the B-29 bomber Enola Gay dropped the uranium bomb Little Boy on Hiroshima. Its yield was approximately 16 kilotons. The city, with a population of 350,000, was destroyed instantly. Estimates of the dead range from 70,000 to 140,000 people. On August 9th, followed the strike with the plutonium bomb Fat Man on Nagasaki, claiming another 40,000 to 75,000 lives. These numbers are not mere statistics. They are testament to humanity's entry into a new, fragile era where its own technological power has become its primary existential threat. Thus, the Manhattan Project left behind not only nuclear arsenals and the principle of mutually assured destruction. Its legacy is also civilian nuclear power, the first electricity from which was generated as early as 1951. Space programs utilizing radioisotope thermoelectric generators, and all of modern big science operating within the framework of megaprojects. But perhaps the most important legacy is the heavy ethical burden scientists have carried ever since. The figure of Oppenheimer, later stripped of his security clearance for his pacifist views, became a symbol of this tragic duality. The project proved that the human mind is capable of splitting the very heart of matter, but it presented it with a far more difficult challenge. Can it split and overcome its own nature so that this knowledge does not become its last? This question, born in the fire of the first atomic explosion, continues to tick like an invisible metronome, setting the rhythm of our modern history.